एकदा क्रीडमानस्ते राम आद्य गोपदारकः कृष्णोमिदं भक्षितवान् इति मात्रे न्यवेदयान्. One day, Ekada, right? One day, while Krishna was playing with his small playmates, hold on for one minute, including Balram and other sons of the Gopas, all his friends came together and lodged a complaint to Mother Jasoda. Mother, they submitted, Krishna has eaten earth, right? They complained, Krishna has eaten earth. Purport. Here is another of Krishna's transcendental activities invented to please the gopis. Right. Invented to please the gopis. First, a complaint was lodged with Mother Jasoda about Krishna stealing. But Mother Jasoda did not chastise him. Now, in an attempt to awaken Mother Jasoda's anger so that she would chastise Krishna, another complaint was invented that Krishna had eaten earth. Right? So initially, the gopis had complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna is stealing butter. And since Mother Yashoda did not chastise him, in order to awaken Mother Yashoda's anger, another complaint was invented that Krishna is eaten earth, so that she can chastise Krishna. But this time, this complaint was by the Gopas, just Krishna's childhood friends, right? Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitanhena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Gurudas Jai Dvaita Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshastanyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Yeah. Uh, In this one, in these wonderful pastimes of Krishna eating earth made a Bhakshana Lila, we see that the Gopas are complaining to Mother Jasoda. And Mother Jasoda in Vatsalya Ras, right? Um, Initially, when the gopis complained that Krishna is stealing butter um, and found some fault in Krishna, she did not chastise Lord Krishna. But now she is surprised in that Vatsalya Ras. There's a Vismaya Ras involved. A taste of Vismaya Ras is presented by his friend's criticism. Vishnu is surprised that I have so many sweet preparations in my house and Krishna has eaten dirt. What was the need for him eating dirt? Right. So we see that in both these pastimes of Krishna stealing butter or Krishna eaten dirt, it is to awaken Mother Jasoda's anger so that she can chastise Krishna. But both were incited by love, right? So Jiva Goswami mentions that a similar pastime, right, of Krishna showing universal form had happened in the earlier, where Krishna at one time had yawned, right? Yawned. And while yawning, Mother Jasoda momentarily saw um, universal form in the mouth of Lord Krishna. And here we see um, Sukdev Goswami begins speaking about another pastime of Lord Krishna, where now later on we'll see that how he's showing his complete universal form in his mouth. Here the phrase Gopa indicates that these boys were ordered by Jashoda to protect Krishna. That when Krishna goes out, they need to protect him so that he does not eat unwanted things. And at the same time, in there are so many demons from his very birth. We see Putana demon had come earlier to kill Krishna by anointing poison on her breast and making Krishna suck her breast. Um, but Krishna, while sucking the milk from her breast, he also sucked her very life air. Similarly, we see when one time Mother Jasoda is keeping Krishna underneath a cart, Krishna is kicking that cart, and the cart starts whirling around and falls down, killing a demon who had appeared in that cart as Saktasur demon. Saktasur demon. Or as whirlwind, we see like a tornado, Trinavarta comes and he kidnaps Krishna, that will take him up in the sky and ultimately make him die, right? And what happens? Krishna immediately, holds the demon by his neck and chokes him. And ultimately, Trinavarta dies. So all this lila had happened before this lila, and they were fearful that hey, what's happening with our child? Earlier in this chapter, we see Krishna's spiritual initiation happens, right, where Nanda Maharaj, so that they don't find out about this secret Namkaran ceremony, right? Um, and Kansa does not send any demons. They perform this Namkaran ceremony of Krishna in a Goshala, in a cowshed. And Gargamuni, the priest of the Yadu dynasty, right? The priest of the Yadu dynasty comes there, right? To name Krishna and Balaram and gives the name Krishna, right? And now this pastime of Midabhakshana Leela, right? Where um, not only the Gopas, but we see even Balaram, the elder friends such as Balaram, Te Rama, Adya spoke to Jashoda. The phrase Gopa indicates that these boys were ordered by Jashoda to protect Krishna. They carried out the orders of Mother Jashoda to protect Krishna. And that's why they very politely, not in a chastising mode, but in a very politely, they report to Mother Jashoda. Right. The word here is Nya- Nyavedian. They submitted. They reported, they submitted to Mother Jasoda that, oh, Krishna Midam Bhakshitavan. Oh, Mother, Krishna has returned earth. Right? A complaint was lodged, Krishna has returned earth. Right? Then in the next words, we see Sagrihtva Kare Krishnam Upalabhya Hitaishini Jasoda Bhaya Sambhranta Prekshanaksham Abhasataha. Upon hearing this from Krishna's playmates, Mother Jasoda, who was always full of anxiety over Krishna's welfare, picked Krishna up with her hands to look into his mouth and chastise him. Her eyes fearful, she spoke to her son as follows. Right. Yashoda held Krishna by the hand for fear that he would run away. Right. As Krishna was very fearful that oh he would run away. So the Krishna, Yashoda held Krishna by her hand, by his hand, and she scolded Krishna not out of her anger, but with the intention for the benefit of Krishna. Hitaishini, right? She was anxious for the welfare of Krishna. She was anxious for the welfare of Krishna. And she had become very much agitated, thinking, how is it that Krishna has returned earth? While so many sweet preparations are in my home. Right? So Hitaishini, in this case, scolding and beating are nourishers of prema, not faults. She is not fault finding, but she is exhibiting prema in that Vatsal mode with Krishna. Right? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, this is the usual habit of the mother towards her son and is not unjust. It's not unjust. First thing, if a mother finds that my child has eaten something, immediately she'll pick up her child and uh, put her fingers around the mouth that, oh, nothing bad has gotten into the mouth of a child. It's out of love for the child. It's out of the love for the child. You know, why have we done this? Why have we done that? For a while, she will completely get agitated and confused of her child's behavior, right? Of her child's behavior. So it's out of intense love for the child, intense love for the child, where that agitation will come out as mild chastisement to the child, right? Hitaishini. Jiva Goswami mentions, fearing he would flee, she grabbed him in her hands. She was anxious for his benefit. Again, Hitaishini. She wanted to benefit him by scolding and punishing him. This indicates the most astonishing nature of such prema. Right? In that prema, which a mother has for the child, right? Um, in that love, she will also mildly chastise the child. You know, why did you do this? And scold the child. What was the need for you to eat dirt? Right. And she could do that because only she is at that what Vatsalya rasa, where she is qualified to do this uh, since Lord Krishna had appeared as her son. And since Krishna's eyes were glancing here and there, as if flee away, she is or holding him by his hand. Now, Mother Yashoda starts addressing Krishna. Kasman midam adantatman bhavan bhaksitavan raha vajanti tavaka hi ete kumara te agrajo api ayam. Kasman, why? Dear Krishna, why are you so restless that you have eaten dirt in a solitary place? Raha, in a solitary place. This complaint has been lodged against you by all your playmates, including your elder brother Balram. How is this? Right. The Prabhupada mentioned Mother Jashoda was agitated by Krishna's restless misbehavior. Her house was full of sweetmeats. Why then should the restless boy eat dirt in a solitary place? Krishna replied, my dear mother, which the reply comes in the next verse. My dear mother, they have plotted together and lodged a complaint against me so that you will punish me. My elder brother Balram has also joined them. Actually, I have not done this. Take my words as true. Do not be angry and chastise me. Right. So this is a playful lie, and we'll see in further words. The next verse, how Krishna responds to this chastisement of Mother Jasoda, where she's saying, "Oh, unsteady boy, unsteady mind, did you eat dirt? Did you not get the switch in my house? And that also you are not eating this dirt in my presence, but stealthily, raha, solitary, at a solitary place, you have done it. And your friends are complaining it. Now your friends, at times, in while playing with you, they may feel envious or they may have enmity towards you and they may complain. But with your friend, even your elder brother, Lord Balram, Baldev is also saying this. So this has to be true. He is standing right there saying this, so there is no doubt about this. Right. Her scolding is described here as, "Oh boy with uncontrolled senses, you could not eat dirt in the presence of Balram, therefore you have eaten in a solitary place where no one was present." Right. Here the word he indicates a cause or certainty. They are your intimate friends, Darukaha, intimate friends, Tavakaha, and therefore they have not lied. They are present now, Ete as witness, and thus you cannot deny it. Right? You cannot deny it. But your elder brother also says this. And there is no doubt when he also says this. Right? Agrajaha, older brother, when he also says this, there is no doubt. Right? Yeah. Then we see the next verse. Lord Krishna is refuting the claim that he has eaten dirt. Or that. So he says, Naham bhaksitavan amba sarve mitya abhisham sinah yadi satya girhatarihi samaksham pasya me mukham. Lord Sri Krishna replied, my dear mother, I have never eaten dirt. All my friends complaining against me are liars. Right? All my friends complaining against me are liars. If you think they are being truthful, you can directly look into my mouth and examine it. Right. So Krishna presented himself as an innocent child to increase the transcendental ecstasy of maternal affection. As described in the Shastra, Tadana Bhayan Mityokti Vatsalya Rasa Poshikaha. This means that sometimes a small child speaks lies to increase the Vatsalya Rasa. For example, he may have stolen something or eaten something and yet deny that he has done so. You hold your child, about to chastise him and uh, rebuke him, and the child will say, "Oh, no, no, I have not done this, I have not done this," which increase that Vatsalya Rasa with the child. We ordinarily see this in the material world, but in relation to Krishna, it is different. Such activities are meant to endow the devotee with transcendental ecstasy. Here, Krishna, to increase that transcendental ecstasy, he does this. Right. One moment. Which verse is this? 35, yeah. The Supreme Personality of Godhead was playing as a liar and accusing all the other devotees of being liars. So by his my lie, what he is saying, that others are lying and they are just complaining against me. And unfortunately, my elder brother Balram has also patched up with them and he is lying. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto 12th chapter 11th verse, Krite Punya Punja, a devotee may attain such an ecstatic position after many, many births of devotional service. Persons who have amassed the results of a vast amount of pious activities can attain the stage of associating with Krishna and playing with him like ordinary playmates. One should not consider these transactions of transcendental service to be untruthful accusations. One should never accuse such devotees of being ordinary boys speaking lies, for they attain this stage of associating with Krishna by great austerities. Tapasa brahmacharyena samena cha damena cha. After many, many austerities, when a devotee performs and in full absorption of the Supreme Lord, a devotee attains the stage of Sakhiras, right? Where um, they can have this pastime with the Supreme Lord, right? That they can complain about the Lord, that see, the Lord has eaten dirt, right? And Mother Yashoda in the Vatsalya Rasa then is further uh, um, having this dialogue with Krishna, that why did he eat dirt? Did you not have all the sweet meats, sweet preparations in my home? And Krishna saying, I did not eat dirt, is telling a lie for fear of being beaten, is natural for a child and is a nourisher of Vatsalya Bhav. Because this Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav, spring from Prema, and Prema has its source in the devotee. It arises in the devotee because of the affection of the Lord. This Prema arises in the devotee because of the affection of the Lord. Right? So Mother Yashoda has this Prema for uh, Lord Krishna, where she's having this exchange. That why did you eat dirt? And Krishna, to increase that transcendental ecstasy in Mother Jashoda's Vatsalya Bhav, is saying, no, no, I did not eat dirt. Right? That is um, Bhakta Vatsala quality of the Supreme Lord, where he nourishes the devotee in that particular mallow of Vatsala Ras. This quality of the Lord is greater than any other spiritual quality, such as truthfulness, purity, or mercy. So, this quality of Bhakta Vatsal, to increase that exchange of rasa with his devotees, is much higher than material truthfulness, purity, or mercy. So, Krishna telling a lie springs from that Bhakta Vatsalya mood of the Supreme Lord, which increases the Vatsalya rasa of the devotee. Right? So we cannot say that, oh, why the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord, is telling this lie. Right? That I did not eat dirt. Though Jiva Goswami explained, though this was a lie, there is no fault since it is part of his pastime as a small child. Rather, by describing this, Sukdev Goswami derives bliss, and by hearing it, the devotees derive bliss. Though how in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, with his mother, the Lord, had this exchange of Vatsalya ras, and to increase that ecstasy, the Lord does not mind speaking a lie and calling his other coward friends, oh, they are just lying and plotting against me, including his brother Lord Balaram. Oh, mother, he tries to stimulate her affection because he fears getting beaten. Balaram should not be distinguished from the others. Right? So do not distinguish Balaram from others. He has also come under the influence of the other friends. And if you want to taste it, look into my mouth. You will not find any remnants of that dirt in my mouth. Right? And that's what the next verse then will further increase that ecstasy in Mother Jashoda, and Mother Jashoda will ask Lord Krishna to open his mouth. यदि एवं तरी व्यादेहि ते उक्त से भगवान हरि व्यादत अव्यहत ऐश्वर्य क्रीडा मनुज बालक. Mother Jashoda challenged Krishna. If we have not eaten earth, then open your mouth wide. When challenged by his mother in this way, Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj and Jashoda, to exhibit pastimes like a human child, opened his mouth. Vyadehi, open your mouth wide. So he opened his mouth. Vyadatta opened his mouth. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who is full of all opulences, did not disturb his mother's parental affection, his opulence was automatically displayed. For Krishna's opulence is never lost at any stage, but is manifest at the proper time. right? It is manifested at its proper time. So let's see what opulence of Krishna is displayed here. Without disturbing the ecstasy of his mother's affection, Krishna opened his mouth and displayed his own natural opulences. Right? What is his natural opulences? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. I am the source of the spiritual and the material worlds. The Lord is the source of the spiritual and the material worlds. So, in one sense, him telling that, oh, I have not eaten dirt, is no, cannot be considered even a lie. He owns it. He is a source of all material and spiritual worlds. Right. Right. So, but if one likes, without disturbing the ecstasy of his mother's affection, Krishna opened his mouth and displayed his own natural opulences. When a person is given varieties of food, there may be 101 varieties, but if one likes ordinary sak, spinach, he prefers to eat that. Similarly, although Krishna was full of opulences, now by the order of Mother Yashoda, he opened wide his mouth like a human child and did not neglect the transcendental humor of maternal affection. Says that Krishna, afraid of punishment, told a lie in order that Yashoda could not detect his fault. How could he do this, however? If he were to open his mouth, Mother Yashoda thought that the evidence would be found. But he possesses unimpeded, non-contradictory power, avyahatais varya. He whose power is undefeated does not seek out this power because of the influence of sweetness of love. But looking for service, it finds some opportunity. Inspired by the boy's power of Satya Sankappa, whose very desire must be fulfilled, this unimpeded Aishwarya on its own manifested the universal form. His unimpeded Aishwarya, natural opulences, manifested the universal form. And Yashoda, lost in astonishment, forgot to scold her son. Right? Yeah. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad is mentioning, was it necessary for Krishna to taste the sweetness of prema and thus have to show fear of being beaten? He could have stood there without fear, taking the help of his Aishwarya, taking the help of his opulences, Aishwarya Shakti, thinking I am the Lord. The answer is found in the words Krida Manujabalakaha, right? Krida Manujabalakaha, exactly like the child of a human being is displaying his pastimes. Right? Krishna was taking the form of a human child to perform mainly playful, sweet pastimes. In this pastime, Krishna is Bhagwan, endowed with eternal unlimited powers, which cause restriction of love in the mind, and is also Hari, auspiciousness with predominant revelation of sweetness, which attracts the mind. He exists without completely giving up certain of his powers. Though he does not care for these powers in this pastime, these powers remain near him. What powers? Powers that he's all these spiritual material worlds belong to him, it remains near him. At any time, when he opens his mouth, like doing the yawning, universal form is seen in his mouth. When he's opening his mouth now, the universal form is seen. And and it always wait for the opportunity of his particular pastime where they can his powers can serve him. Though in this Krida Manuja Balaka is a human child and performing a pastime, he is a child endowed with human parents like Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda who are part of his eternal pastimes. Unlike humans bound by Maya, this Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, after many, many austerities for so many lifetimes, had attained the special benediction of having the Supreme Lord as their own child. Right. So as the scripture states, he is endowed with eternal pastimes. Both he and they make their appearance by his will for producing rasa in his pastimes. The blue lotus of his mouth blossomed by the slight rays from the sun from the sun of Jashoda's anger. Right. This is all Jiva Goswami further describing these words with his tika. It was mentioned that he glanced about with fearful eyes in the previous verse, but Krishna is the enjoyer of the rasa of his pastimes. So he also enjoys this rasa of Vatsalya reciprocation with his parents. Here in this case, Mother Jasoda. The Aishwarya or power of this Krishna solves what appears to be unsolvable in order to produce his desired rasa in the pastime. The unsolvable part would be that, oh, as soon as he will open the mouth, the remnant of the dirt would be found right in his mouth. But because of Krishna's supreme power, of his of his natural opulences, right? Uh, he astonishes Mother Jasoda by showing the universal form right in his mouth. And by doing that, he is making his words true when he said he did not eat dirt, by showing that everything exists within him and thus producing a different mood to erase Jasoda's anger. That Jasoda was angry that, oh, my child has eaten dirt. But by showing this entire universal form in his mouth, he is erasing that mood. And instead, Mother Jasoda now is having completely a mood of astonishment that what has happened to my child? What is all is happening in his mouth or in his body out of fear, out of astonishment? Right. Initially, she was angry that he has eaten dirt, but now it is completely replaced by a rasa of astonishment, Vishmaya rasa. Right. And we see further in the next few verses, 37 to 39. स तत्र ददृशे विश्वां जगत्स्तास्नुषखं दिशा साद्री भूगोलं स वायु अग्निनिन्दुतारकं ज्योतिश्चक्रं जलं तेजो नभस्वान् व्यत एव च वैकारी कनीन्द्रियाणि मनोमात्र गुणत्रया एक एताद्विचित्रं सह जीव एताद् विचित्रं स जीवकाल स्वभाव कर्मशाय लिङ्गभेदम् शृणोतनौ वीक्ष्य विदारितस्य व्रजं सत्मानम् अवपसङ्कम्. When Krishna opened his mouth wide by the order of Mother Yashoda, right, she saw within his mouth all moving and non-moving entities, outer space, and all directions, along with mountains, islands, along with mountains, islands, oceans, the surface of the earth, the blowing wind, fire, the moon, and the stars. She saw the planetary systems, water, light, air, sky, and creation by transformation of ahankar. She also saw the senses, the mind, sense perception, and the three qualities goodness, passion, and ignorance. She saw the time allotted for the living entity. She saw natural instinct and the reactions of karma, and she saw desires and different varieties of bodies, moving and non moving. Seeing all these aspects of the cosmic manifestation, along with herself and Vrindavan Dham, she became doubtful and fearful of her son's nature. Right? All the cosmic manifestations that exist on the gross and subtle elements, as well as the means of the agitation. The means of the agitation is the three gunas. The living entity, creation, maintenance, annihilation, and everything going on in the external energy of the Lord. All this comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead Govinda. Srivi Gulamai Bhavai, Emim Saram Idam Jagatam. Right? Everything is within the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everything is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 9 chapter 10th verse. Maya Dhyaksanya Prakriti Suyate Characharam. Everything in the material nature, Prakriti, works under his control because all these manifestations come from Govinda. They could all be visible within the mouth of Govinda. Quite astonished, Mother Yashoda was afraid. Immediately she became afraid because of intense maternal affection. She could not believe that within the mouth of her son such things could appear. Yet she saw them, and therefore she was struck with fear and wonder. Out of her maternal affection for Lord Krishna, she was completely struck with fear and wonder. She was astonished, wondering what is happening, and at the same time fearful that what is all these uh, elements, ill elements being possessed by my child, where all these uh, things are seen right in his mouth. She could see herself within the mouth of her son. She could see Vrindavan Dham. She could see herself within the mouth of her son. That's the Lord's opulence, but out of complete maternal affection for the child, she is fearing and wondering. Right. Vishwanath Chakravarti mentions, according to Brahma's prayers, she saw the universe not in Krishna's mouth, but in his belly. Jagat means moving and Stasnu means immobile. Kham means antariksha or bhuvaloka. Sadri refers to the whole world, whole earth along with its mountains, islands and oceans. Vayu refers to the force moving the planets. Number one means air. Vaikarini is the devata in charge of the senses. Gunatraya are sattva, raja and tama. These formless things become possible to see in the form of the presiding deities and taking gross forms. At the same time, Saha, she saw the Jiva Kala, which agitates the gunas, Swabhava, the cause of transformation, Karma, the cause of birth, and impressions in the form of desire, Asaya. Right? He showed the variegated universe within which exist all the different forms of bodies. Tanav in his body means in his belly. He saw in his belly through his wide open mouth. He saw right in his belly from his wide open mouth. She also saw herself along with her son and husband in Raj. By the words of Brahma, it is understood that this vision was of this particular universe. Simultaneously, the universe was inside his belly and outside by the power of his inconceivable Yogamaya. Showing himself in the universe and pervading the universe, he showed his limitedness and unlimitedness. The vision of the Lord in the universe and the universe in the Lord meant for the reverential devotees was shown to Jasoda, whose lotus feet are touched by the heads of the Madhurya devotees. Mother Jasoda is so exalted. Seeing this, she began to worry about her son. She saw the universe in his stomach, tatraha. Jiva Goswami also mentions that when Lord Krishna opened his mouth wide open, Mother Jashoda could see through his mouth, right his belly, inside, now, completely the entire digestive system from his mouth to the belly, and in his belly, she could see his entire universal form, and in that, the Dham, the abode, herself, and we see that Lord Krishna contains unlimited, in his form contains unlimited universes. But Brahmaji is mentioning that this in this particular universe where this pastime was happening, he is showing that particular pastime that in one form you can see is limited but is unlimited, right? Is unlimited, which we cannot conceive by our material blunt senses. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet glayam indriyai. But Mother Jasoda, who is at a very advanced uh, platform, right? Lord Krishna is showing this universal form to Mother Jasoda. Sridhar Swami says, concerning a verse in the next chapter, the universe took shelter of his stomach. The universe composed of moving and non-moving entities is described. Lightning should also be included with fire and the luminaries in the sky. Kama, with ether, refers to Bhuvaloka. She even saw Akash, Vyat, what to speak of it producing air, fire, water, and earth. The word Cha indicates Ahankar, Mahat Tattva, and Prakriti. Ultimately, in the instructions of Lord Kapila to Devahuti, we see how these different elements come into being. Right? Originally from the Mahat Tattva, which is the aggregate of all material elements. Right? Each and every element comes into being. She saw what has no form, such as mind, ahankar, prakriti, which are very subtle. She saw the presiding deities, which are considered non-different from the invisible objects. When her son opened his mouth, she saw Vraj along with herself and Krishna, Sahatmanam, along with her son, Krishna. She saw herself, Satmana, her son, and Vrindavan in his mouth. Okay, we are at 8 o'clock almost. Are there any questions? Or uh, discussions, reflections on this?
Yeah, thank you so much, Madhupati Prabhu. It's so nice to understand the transcendental aspect and the spiritual aspect of the Supreme Lord by hearing all these wonderful pastimes. I was remembering this when you said about Krishna's Valsalya. Krishna wanted to increase this Valsalya rasa. This is where Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Janma Karma Jame Divyam
Mm,
Evam Yovedi Tattvadah. And who knows my transcendental appearance and acting. One who knows is the way
mm,
you come to know his transcendental appearance and activities. Wow, nice, so nice.
yeah, and becomes more nicer when we read about different commentaries of our acharyas on each and every words, on the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. One would otherwise jump through. Okay, Krishna ate dirt. Mother Jashoda told her, told him to open his mouth. Krishna opened the mouth and showed the entire universal form. But those minute details where the acharyas are explaining each and every aspect in their commentaries, that becomes more relishing. And you find so much depth in each and every of the pastime of the Supreme Lord.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Also, there is another verse, Bahunam Janmanam Ande Jnanavan Mam Prabhadyante. Is the
Mm,
aspect of the Jnanavan, the one who knows.
yeah, the Gyanis, after many, many births, right? The Gyanis, because of their own mental speculation, they try to understand the Supreme Lord. So ultimately, they come to the Brahman platform, right, and understand the Brahman aspect of the Supreme Lord. But the Lord is present in Brahman aspect, Paramatma aspect, and Bhagwan aspect. So that's where the Gyanis, after many, many births, come to the platform which a devotee in bhakti can understand, right, in his very birth by performing devotional service. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yamanasasmin tatvataha. Only my devotee by performing devotional service. Why? Premanjana Surita Bhakti Vilocana. Because the eyes are anointed by the law of God. They will be able to understand this transcendental aspect, which for, as you mentioned, for Jnani, it will take many, many lifetimes to come to that understanding that, hey, ultimately what I'm thinking about on my mental speculation level, and using this neti aspect to understand the Supreme Lord, ultimately, you understand that everything comes from Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Sa Mahatma Dullabha. That Mahatma will be very rare because after many, many births, he has come from the Jnana platform to the Bhakta platform. Yeah, good, good, good.
Hare
Anything?
Krishna, Madhupati Prabhu. I had a quick unrelated question. Can I ask?
Yes, please.
So, Madhupati Prabhu, I was, recently I started understanding, Nityanand Prabhu and Balram, Lord Balram. And now when I chant the Hare Krishna mantra, there's more of a meaning to the Hare Ram part of it. Before I was focusing so much on the Hare Krishna part
Mm.
because I could relate to that more. And one question that kind of arises sometimes when I'm chanting is that uh, we know Lord Krishna and Radhama, they are go together. So Hare Krishna, the Hare is Radhama, and the Krishna is Krishna Bhagwan. For Lord Balaram, when we say Hare Ram, are we also pairing him with Radhama? When we visualize the
Ah,
mantra, or no, no, right?
that we're pairing him with his Sakti is uh, Revati and
Right.
Varuni are his Sakti.
Okay. And are they also like a form of
They're
um,
the expansions of
yeah.
Srimati Radharani,
Okay, got it. Okay, got it.
right? Otherwise, Lord Balaram is always fearful of Srimati Radharani, so you cannot pair them.
Right, right, right. Yes.
Srila Prabhupada, when this was brought up, he was angry. He said, oh, no, he's always fearful of Radharani. They cannot be paired together.
Right. Okay.
That's
Right.
why we
Okay.
see Lord Balaram uh, for Radha and Krishna, he expands himself as Vrindavan Dham and facilitates all the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. But then, for his own uh, Rasa Lila, he performs with different gopis, not with the gopis of Krishna.
Right.
Right. So that's the verse.
So, Prabhu, you mentioned Revati Ma, and what was the other name? I think you mentioned another name as well.
Varuni.
Varuni. Okay.
Those are the two consorts of Lord Balaram.
Lord Balaram. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is Damodar Vilas Das.
Yeah.
Prabhu, I just want mention something I read somewhere
Yes.
some time ago. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Rama also refers to Radha Raman, actually, I believe.
Yes. So our acharyas give three meaning of this the Hare Rama aspect. It refers to, as Brij mentioned, Lord Balram and his Sakti. It can also refer to Dashrath Nandan Ram and his Sakti, Mother Sita. It can also refer to Radhika Raman, who is not different. Radhika Raman is who? Krishna.
Right?
And
Yeah.
Srimati Radharani.
Thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
Yeah, so those are the three
Yeah.
meanings given for our Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So either one, we can meditate on Balram and his Sakti, or you can meditate on Lord Ram and his Sakti, or you can meditate on Radhika Raman, Krishna and his Sakti, which is Srimati Radha.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything else? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Madhupati Prabhu. A wonderful class. Thank you, all the devotees. So tomorrow we'll be continuing. Tomorrow is a very beautiful pastime, which is subduing Kaliya, and then also the praise of the wives of Kaliya. It's very, if you go through, you'll understand that who is Krishna. So the main theme of this topic is actually to understand more Krishna, realize more Krishna. So this, let's say, selecting this topic so that we can go deep into the the Krishna and the significance of all these wonderful pastimes of Krishna. Not like just hearing the like a story way. No, every pastimes and Krishna's very, very significance. So tomorrow we'll be taking those, the Kaliya and the praise of the wives of Kaliya. It's so wonderful. Okay, please join and let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubheva cha adidanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namaha.
Vaishnavvrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Jayananda Kodi Vaishnava. Jai. Prema.
Jai.
Hari
Hari
Hari.
Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.